Every empire has been built on one principle: control the minds, control the people. For centuries, they've fed you one message: work harder, force success, earn every inch of your life. Because if you knew the truth, you'd become uncontrollable. The real power? The one the wealthy, the powerful, the chosen few use? It's the opposite of everything you've been trained to believe. Surrender creates power. Control destroys it. Welcome to the spiritual rebellion they hoped you'd never join. You want more? Earn it. Sounds noble, but it's a rigged mindset. Hard workers fill the factories. Hard workers die in debt. Meanwhile, those who trust the invisible laws, they collect rent from the workers hustling below. They don't force outcomes. They expect outcomes. They don't chase opportunities. Opportunities chase them. Because they use a power move the system never taught you. Intention plus surrender equals inevitable success. This is how elites dominate reality, while everyone else dies grinding. Letting go of control isn't weakness, it's strategy. Surrender is how you communicate to the universe. I already know I'm chosen. The mindset of rulers, kings, billionaires. The peasants, they beg, they worry, they fear. Elites don't operate from fear. They operate from expectation. When you surrender, you stop behaving like prey and start moving like a predator. Meet the real villain, not the government, not the church, not the media, your ego. A government agent installed at birth programmed to say, no, stay small, stay scared, stay controlled. It wants you predictable. It wants you manageable. It wants you obedient. Because if your soul takes control, the system loses a worker and gains a leader. The ego freaks out when you surrender. Because surrender is how slaves escape captivity. Control feels safe. Control feels smart. It's neither. Control is the leash the system uses to walk you like a dog. You plan every detail. You cling to timelines. You obsess over outcomes. Guess who never does that? The ones running the show. They allow life to work for them. Control blocks blessings. Control blocks ideas. Control blocks power. When you try to force reality, you literally choke God out of the equation. Resistance is not random. It is not weakness, it is enforcement. When you try to level up, your ego triggers an alarm. We are leaving the safe zone. Deploy fear. Your heart races. Your chest tightens. Your mind screams worst-case scenarios. Your ego would rather keep you trapped in a familiar hell than risk the unknown paradise. Because the unknown is uncontrollable. And uncontrollable humans cannot be managed. That's why resistance shows up only when you're stepping into power. Switch careers, you suddenly imagine homelessness. Ask for more money, your brain floods you with worst-case humiliation. Dream bigger, your ego whispers, "Who do you think you are?" The answer, you are the threat. Resistance is proof that you're pushing against the prison walls. If you were going in circles, staying harmless, staying predictable, staying small, resistance would leave you alone. So the next time fear tries to stop you, smirk. Because if resistance is here, power is close. Expectations are not goals, they are mental chokeholds. They turn your desire into a hostage situation. If it doesn't happen this way, I refuse to be happy. Expectations shrink your life to one route, one timing, one outcome. But the universe doesn't operate like Amazon Prime. It doesn't deliver according to tracking numbers or customer satisfaction surveys. Expectations make you blind to everything outside your narrow script. You miss the opportunity that looks different. You reject the blessing that comes early. You complain about the gift because it wasn't wrapped correctly. This is how people sabotage miracles with their own stubborn logic. Here's the real danger. Expectations turn success into disappointment even when you're winning. Because it didn't happen. Fast enough, big enough, perfect enough expectations are how they keep you dissatisfied. exhausted, always chasing more, never arriving. When you let go of expectations, you stop negotiating with reality and start collaborating with it. That's when life stops being a battle and becomes a conspiracy in your favor. Intention is powerful. Obsession is slavery. Intention says, "This is who I am becoming." Obsession says, "If I don't have this now, I'm nothing." Guess who benefits from your obsession? Advertisers, banks, politicians, corporate-controlled religions. Because when desire becomes desperation, you spend more, you obey more, you cling more, you betray yourself more. The consumer class is built on obsession, obsessed with success, obsessed with appearance, obsessed with validation. The elites, they don't chase, they attract. They decide a reality internally and let the world reconfigure externally. Obsession vibrates lack. Intention vibrates ownership. One begs life to notice you. The other makes life revolve around you. Look at history. Kings did not beg for their throne. They simply claimed it. Obsessed people pray for crumbs. Intentional people command the feast. The moment you shift from obsession to intention, your posture changes. Your energy changes. Your outcomes change. Because the universe doesn't respond to neediness, only authority. We've all been conditioned to worship one God. The how. How will I get the money? How will I meet the right person? How will I make my dream real? How will I not end up homeless? The system trained you to demand a step-by-step survival manual before you take a single step. But here's the scam. If you believe you need the how first, you'll never move. You'll keep waiting and waiting and waiting until your dreams expire in the graveyard of good intentions. Look at the people who changed the world. They didn't have a plan. They had a decision. The Wright brothers weren't engineers. They didn't know how to fly. They just refused to stay on the ground. Steve Jobs didn't know how to build the iPhone. He demanded the impossible, then let genius fill the gaps. Muhammad Ali didn't wait to become champion before calling himself the greatest. The elite know this secret. The what is yours. The how is the universe's job. When you cling to the how, you shrink the universe to the size of your fear. When you let go of the how, the universe expands to the size of your destiny. The universe doesn't reward the smartest, or the kindest, or the most deserving. It rewards the ones who behave like the result is already theirs. The bold. Boldness isn't recklessness. Boldness is certainty in motion. It's assuming the throne before the crown touches your head. It's walking into the room like the chair with your name on it has already been pulled out. Most people pray for their dreams while acting like beggars. You can't manifest abundance while speaking fluently in scarcity. You can't attract love while treating yourself like a burden. You can't live as a creator while bowing to fear. Humans follow confidence. Money follows certainty. Reality follows identity. The world rearranges itself for the one who refuses to move. That's why boldness is dangerous. It breaks the rules of the mental slave system. When you act like destiny is guaranteed, you become ungovernable. Here's how you dismantle control and take back your power. Step 1. Command the vision. Write it. See it. Speak it into the mirror like you're delivering orders to creation. Say it like it's a fact, not a fragile hope. This reality belongs to me. That's not manifestation. That's identification. Step 2. Destroy the timeline. Deadlines are designed to make you panic, so you give up early. Remove the expiration date. Some of the greatest victories in history took longer than the critics allowed. Let the universe choose the perfect moment, not your insecurity. Step 3. Act like the future you. Now, identity is the remote control for reality. Dress like them, think like them, move like them, decide like them. The more you become them, the faster the world updates to match who you've chosen to be. Step 4. Celebrate every signal, the text message, the opportunity, the random compliment, the idea that pops into your head at 3 a.m. These are cosmic breadcrumbs, proof you're shifting timelines. Acknowledging them equals accelerating them. Bonus step: burn the escape routes. Leave no path back to your old self. Quit being realistic. Realism is just socially acceptable fear. History wasn't built by the realistic. It was built by the relentless. Do this long enough, and the system will panic. Because you'll be operating on a frequency that can't be taxed, can't be policed, can't be controlled. You won't need permission. You won't need validation. You won't need the old identity that kept you obedient. You'll be free, and nothing terrifies the establishment more than a human who finally remembers. They are the one in control when they stop trying to control. You weren't born to hustle for breadcrumbs. You weren't born to live anxious and afraid. You were born to bend reality. The moment you surrender, the matrix starts glitching. The simulation starts shifting. The universe goes, "Oh, they woke up, so choose." Cling to control like a loyal servant, or let go like a ruler who knows the throne is already theirs. Control is the religion of slaves. Surrender is the power of gods. Welcome to the rebellion.